Today we're going to talk about my new concealed carry piece from H&K, the Mark 23. Okay, so we're not actually going to talk about the Mark 23. We're here to look at H&K's new CC9. Everyone's already showing you the box and all the pretty packaging, so we are going to shoot this gun first. I threw 2 shots high. The rest of the group is actually pretty darn good for the speed that I'm shooting, and all my shooting today is going to be at 7 yards just for a point of reference. Okay, so here I have 12 rounds of Sig Sauer V-Crown, and this ammo I did have a minor issue with the very first day I shot this gun, so I have a little bit of it with me today to see just reliability wise. It does have a little bit more punch, but I personally really like shooting plus B ammo when I'm breaking in a gun because it'll help accelerate that process of getting everything smoothed out a little bit faster. Okay, so 12 rounds of Hornady Critical Defense 124 grain plus B. This ammo has been harder and harder to find. If anyone knows why, I'd like to know. I see the 115 grain sometimes, but not the 124 grain. There we go. That's not my best target by far, but I'm still going to show you guys anyways because that's where I shot. So again, this is the H&K CC9. It is H&K USA's very first fully produced handgun. They made little parts here and there, and if you've ever seen one of the MR556 7.62 rifles, they have the US H&K proof mark, so this means some really great things. We're already seeing an updated version of those rifles, the MR A4 series, that are coming to market at December 1st. So a lot of things are going to come. Pretty much everything is on the table at this point. I'm hoping for G36, a lot of guys hoping for MP7s. I'd love to see an HK433, but we're going to focus on this handgun today. So a lot of guys have questions with this being H&K's first fully US produced handgun. How is it going to measure up against the German counterparts that we have in the past? Obviously there are manufacturers like Beretta, Sig, and others that have had production in their home countries and then have open factories in the United States, and usually the quality control has dropped off with a lot of those manufacturers. I had very high hopes as I am a massive H&K fan, and I'm hoping for the best obviously, but right out of the box I do have some concerns. On my slide I will show close-ups of this, but mine looks pretty bad. I thought maybe some CLP and a microfiber towel would kind of clean this up if it was just scratches or something. Build quality everywhere else seems perfectly fine. The fit and feel and everything on this thing is great. I really love this grip. It points really well, and I find it to be very accurate. I like the trigger a lot. Again, I will show that we are clear here. The trigger, it is a striker. It's short. It's pretty crisp. The reset on it is really nice. I just really don't have any complaints about it. I have a bias towards hammer-fired guns, but I do not mind this at all. H&K did great with the VP9, and they took what they learned here, and the things that work for a VP9 are in this gun, but this is not a VP9 base gun. It's its own very new thing. I really would have liked to see a paddle magazine release, but I don't really mind this one. It is about the right size. It sticks out a bit, but not so much that it's going to cause any negligible issues. One thing I do have a complaint about is I really have liked the massive slide release on all of the other HKs of the past, and this one, especially out of the box, it takes quite a bit of pressure to get that to drop. So I hope that breaks in a little bit more over time, but that's something I'm a little picky about. I get that's low profile because it's a carry gun, but I would have liked to see that a little bit bigger. Same with the takedown right here. It's very simple. You lock it back and then you just slide this down. Now, one thing I'm gonna throw out there is all these guys, which is really sad because I'm assuming they were given free guns or paid by H&K to shoot these, and almost every single one of them had malfunctions. A lot of those guys all were shooting 115 grain 9mm ammo, and anyone that has had H&Ks in the past knows already that these are duty grade handguns. Even though this is made for the consumer market, it's still built to their same standards. It's made to run full power 124 grain ammo as well as shoot plus P. So if you don't run 124 grain, expect to have issues. Those people, I don't know what they're thinking, but only run 124 grain through this handgun. The very first time I took this out and shot it, I put 200 rounds through it. And of that, I had mixed AAC and some Scorpio, which is checkmate ammo, similar to S&B. And I had 3 or 4 malfunctions. All of them were primer strike issues. Now, I'm not sure if any of them were actually the gun's fault or if it was an ammo issue. It was a click and no bang, and when I ejected the round and took a look at it, there's a very nice hit from the striker. There was no drag or anything like that. I'm gonna say that was probably the AAC ammo. All those issues were with AAC ammo. The second day I took out and shot it, after cleaning it, I shot another 200 rounds of the same ammo, and again had a couple rounds of AAC where the primer got hit, but it did not fire. Today, I'm only gonna be shooting S&B range ammo. Unless I tell you otherwise, I do have some hollow points I'm gonna shoot too. A couple more things I wanna note. You do have a mount here. If you want to throw a red dot on, you can do that. The factory sights are actually very nice too. It uses XS night sights, which my newer production H&K 45 and HK 45C Tactical also have those, except those also have dots in the rear. This one has a blacked out rear and just the night sight in the front. These magazines also extremely difficult to load. I've had a lot of new H&K magazines and they all are very stiff when they're new, but I could get maybe like 9-10 rounds in the 12 rounder and it became almost impossible to load. I left these loaded for a week after those initial 2 days of shooting and they've gone a little bit better. Good magazines, but definitely need a break-in period. Even when I'm shooting really fast like that, there is still a correlation of where I'm grouping, and it's honestly not bad. All right, we're right around the 500 round mark that I've put through this gun total. And I like to say that things are breaking in pretty nicely. The magazines are still extremely stiff and I've ordered more 12 rounders. They aren't here yet, but I'm not looking forward to breaking in those magazines as well. The slide and everything is smooth. The trigger felt good out of the box, honestly. So I don't really have a whole lot of complaints. And again, I haven't been running any AAC ammo, so I haven't had any malfunctions today. Also, for anyone that was saying that this gun looks like a Taurus, it really does. My gun shop has one used for sale, and when I picked this up, I asked them to get out of the cabinet. I laid them on top of each other. They're exactly the same length slide, everything. The trigger guard is shaped differently, but if you want to see if this is something on body that's going to be comfortable for you to carry, and you can't find one yet, you have to order it. If you see a Taurus in store, see if those dimensions are comfortable on you, because they're very similar, but I will tell you, they feel very, very different in the hand. The Taurus is not comfortable. This gun is very comfortable. And very accurate when I actually take my time. I threw that one off. Such a distinct wall, which is so nice. You can be very precise if you have a little bit of patience. Now I'm going to put the short magazine in and see if I can avoid ruining that nice group that I have going. Ooh, a little bit low. A little bit low. Okay, so these are going to be the last two magazines. There are actually a couple rounds downloaded, and that's going to finish this box and also put us just around, maybe a little bit under 600 rounds total for this gun. And I don't want to speak too soon, but so far it's ran flawlessly. So with the good ammo, not using any of the AAC stuff, it's just not something that I want to deal with. And I don't think I've ever had an issue with S&B, so I just keep buying it. Other than how much I hate reloading magazines on this gun shoots so good. It's so much fun to shoot. If you have a lot of practice, you're not going to mind this at all. So that's all I have for you on the H&K CC9. I hope that this is informative. I put title chapters in all my videos because I respect your guys' time, and if you don't want to watch me dumping rounds downrange, that is totally fine. I respect that, but I do want to show to people that do care that I'm not just BSing you, I'm not being paid off, that you can see firsthand the cycle of ejection, and if I'm limp wristing it or if I have bad technique or something, how the gun's reacting to that, how it's recoiling, and you can observe all of those things. I was very unsure, I was very nervous because I know H&K did their due diligence with this and they weren't going to take a second stab at this, that this was going to be it. I knew if I didn't like this that I would have to find something completely different. And my other consideration was a friend of mine has an FN Reflex. Those are actually internal hammer fired guns and they're very nice as well. Reliability, I would say, is 100% as of now. Today we had absolutely zero issues. It shoots very well. If you're like me and you're just late to the micro compact market and you never found a gun that you quite were interested enough in actually buying or trying to carry, carry is something that is very new to me. I don't find it comfortable at all. So I hope that this gun helps change some of those things for those of us that weren't interested in a P365 or a Glock or some of the other micro options out there, that we have a quality option available to us now that is hopefully very comfortable for a lot of people to carry. You can look up all the specs and the other information online. I'm not going to bore you with all that because everyone else is showing you the box and everything else. We're interested in how this gun actually works. So any questions, I read them all. If there's a holster or something that you guys really like for this, drop those in the comments. Thanks guys, hope this was informative.